What's good, fam? On today's episode, I had the pleasure of talking to one of my favorite musicians, Yuni Wa. I've been bumping his music since I can't even remember. His tracks are dope, this experience was dope, and so is he. Check out Oakcliff Beach 22, meeting Yuni Wa.
Yo,
Yo, what's good, man?
nothing much. How's it going?
It's going well. It's going well. It's good. Well, first things first, I want to let you know the bot's already live. I always like to tell people that before we get started, just in case they need to, restart it or, say some things prior to without before the bot goes on.
Yeah, that's cool.
First, bro, thanks for taking the time out to do this. I'm excited. I'm excited and I'm just honored that you decided to, participate in this.
Of course, man. I remember you from way back, so always look out for the homies that have been around for a minute, supporting. So, try my best too. You caught me at an interesting point, so yeah, I'm down.
Well, shoes. Even with that, like my, there's been a many a night to Chick-fil-A blasting your music to get a sandwich.
Most def. I appreciate it, dog. Yeah, it's just I was just eating Chick-fil-A. That's crazy.
Well, what do you get from Chick-fil-A when you go?
Spicy chicken deluxe sandwich and a medium waffle fry usually.
What sauce though? What sauce?
Barbecue.
There we go. Yeah, there we go. Okay, you cool peeps.
Oh yeah, I'm from Arkansas, so you already know what's popping, man. I'm from the South, so
You're from Arkansas, but if I remember correctly, you said you're in California now, right?
Yeah. I'm in LA right now till November.
Okay. How you liking it?
It's cool. It's different. Very big. I spent some time and I did some shows right before COVID hit in Orlando and Florida, and did 2 shows out there, and did a show in Wisconsin, Madison, Wisconsin, and I did a show in St. Louis. So I've been traveling more this year than ever before in my whole life. I haven't traveled this much ever, and so 2020 has been interesting for me. I But I'm from Little Rock though, and I'm in Los Angeles. And Los Angeles has been this cool, crazy new experience for me so far. While I'm getting a whole lot of new energy and just a new environment to really be able to make music in, and see how far I can really push those vibes that I've been conjuring for years. You feel me?
I feel you. And the other weird part about it is you're in LA. Well, I don't know if it's LA per se, but you're in California in one of California's weirdest moment, at least with the media feeds everybody and just from the photos and other people I know that's out there. You're like in California in, I don't know, some DLC for Halloween, basically.
Yeah, basically, yeah, I am. That's
Is the
exactly
sky
right.
still orange over there though?
No, it's not. The air quality gets kind of bad sometimes. But the sky's been mostly clear.
They don't. You know how it goes when the media doesn't tell you that part. The only thing that I've even seen from out there was basically them telling us, "Oh, the air is bad," and then after that, it just kind of just moved on. Nobody reports the good stuff.
And what they never tell you also is that it's hot as fuck. Also, it's like fucking 100 degrees the last 2 days, bro. I'm like fucking don't want to go outside. There's barely any central air conditioning, and
Dude.
because everybody got those air conditioners you put in your windows in the middle of the country. Those type of air conditioners, everybody got those.
Yeah,
So fuck, it's so fucking humid out here, bro. I mean, it's not even humidity. It's just a dry type of heat, honestly, more.
that kind of saddens me because from my memories when I was there, I think it was was it 3 years ago? When I was there, I would get up and run every morning because it just felt great. It just felt great there, and like in Texas, that dry heat, that's what we normally feel. That's the regular, and California made me. It was a nice feeling back then. Like I hope it's not changing because of global warming or anything. But dang,
Yeah, I definitely feel. It's been a minute since I've been in Texas. I've been wanting to go back. I know, like being right next to Texas and living in Arkansas, because Arkansas is mostly like a humid type of heat. It's like, it'll rain and get really hot.
Yeah.
It'll make it feel like a sauna a little bit. Got steam pouring up off the fence and shit.
That's what's up. That's it is it's kind of pretty much just that way here. The the only I mean it's just Texas is weird because there's all these different places you feel like when I go out to Sulphur Springs, it can be that way as well, but the
Uh-huh.
humidity is a little bit different because the air like I don't know, it's just weird because that's more of like a foresty type place. It's well shit, Texas has all these different climates and stuff, but I'm just freaking rambling.
You good, man?
ah, but shoots. Actually, I went to Little Rock as a kid because not Little Rock, Hot Springs. My
Hot
folks would
Springs.
always make a really big deal out of the trip going to Hot Springs, and I've had probably like 3 or 4 vacations to Hot Springs that I have in memory since a
Bro,
kid.
folks love Hot Springs, bro. Hot Springs is the tourist attraction of Arkansas. Because it got all the hot springs. Everybody loves the springs. And Arkansas's natural resources, like hot springs being one of them. It's a bunch of natural resources and all that. That's where people, nature in different ways. Because I know there's like a mountain, like literally on the outskirts of Little Rock.
If I'm not mistaken, if I know I didn't get the water because that's what I wanted to do. I know a lot of people were just taking their own bottles up there and they were
Mm-hmm.
filling it up from the actual spring. And I remember climbing a mountain, but other than that, like I don't remember actually getting to that spring. I wanted to, but it is beautiful out there. Like it's a totally different scene because
That
I know from going from Texas, like it just looks different. It's something about a mountain. If you haven't seen one in your life, it just kind of gets you all like, damn, that's some cool shit. Hello?
that's yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I'm here.
okay. I know this shit drops sometimes, man. Like it's
Oh
a
yeah, oh yeah. It sucks. It'll drop on my phone for some reason. So I'll definitely like make sure. No, I give it trust.
So, seeing that you're on Discord, do you game too?
Yeah, I do. I play Rust and I play Hearts of Iron. Play a hella shit. Like I was just playing UFC on the PS4. I was playing like Fight Night. I play a lot of different games, mostly sports games and shooter games.
Actually, wait. So, do you play any racing games at all?
Oh yeah, I used to play NASCAR and I like Forza, NASCAR, Need for Speed.
And the reason I ask because there's a jam. I don't remember if it's choose your racer or choose your fighter, but that shit's fire. I'm not trying to
It's
just like
Choose Your Racer. I remember that one.
yeah, bro. Like I'm not like first off, I gotta like give you your flowers, as they say, bro. Your shit's fire. Like me and the homies have been bumping your shit for quite some time, and like it's cool to hear that vibe, that energy. It's so backstory. High school, me and Dr. Green, my good friend, basically what ended up happening is we got into D&B, and by that time we were trying to figure out what the hell D&B was, and we were getting up on D&B and dubstep prior to it becoming like a legit trendy thing, and but if it was music from the UK, basically what we would do is we would just throw it all in this damn folder called D&B, and it wasn't even all D&B. And so I just built this folder up of music since like
Yeah,
from 2011, and that music led me to your music, and
word.
it's just cool because all of that I come across what's that like the what's the stuff the vibe when people take the anime and they play it along with the beats and stuff, and it's just all of that led it up to here, and I'm just like, bro, that shit's fire. And if this is not a trophy, but act like it is, it's a trophy.
I appreciate it. It's like I came at a very specific period of time. Like I was like, I was kind of like in SoundCloud and Bandcamp around 2013, 2014, that era. You feel me? That was like my where I really started for me when it came to releasing music.
Mm-hmm.
And I always liked experimenting with drum and bass. And if you listen to Wa, you can hear. If you listen to Wa, my first album I've ever released, you can hear like drum. I hear a drum and bass song on there, like. So like I've always tried to like just keep the possibilities open, which is why I kind of go between all these different genres all the time, and try to blur the lines. I really enjoy drum and bass and electronic music in general, but I've been getting more into like the techno and way heavy, deep like vibes
Mm-hmm.
on the other side of electronic music. Not that as fast, but like down tempo. You feel me?
Dude, you have a jam. I don't remember the name, but it's like it always reminds me of summertime and like right when you wake up. And I need to find the name of that damn song, but it's like it's a slow, and it reminds me of Stranger Things. It was like it was what Stranger Things was before Stranger Things came out. I don't remember the name of the song, but it's just like it's that slow tempo. The beat kicks in. It feels really good. It feels like fucking summer, bruh. I gotta find the name so I can let you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Bro, I'm gonna have to find that out. I wonder if I know which song it is. I do have like 400 songs, so that's like a lot to go through.
Yo,
Yeah.
oh man, did you catch any of that?
No, what did you say?
Okay, so before I did the whole Discord thing, I was telling you I was replying to your comment, or not comment, what you were talking about, the low speed techno, basically with the tempo being slow. And
Yeah.
there's a jam that you've made, and I don't remember the name, but it feels like summertime, and it also reminds me of the vibe that they were giving off from Stranger Things. And I really wish I remember the name of
That
it, but
sounds
it
like
was
one of
just,
those synthwave songs that I made way back.
yeah, and that's one of the things I really enjoy about like your music and you handling your craft. You know how to throw down with the hip hop. Like if you're gonna throw bass in it, that shit hits and knocks. Your drums are fucking amazing, and then when you want to switch it up and you wanna introduce some other shit like just different genres. I don't know. It's like your music is the definition of what black kids really are, opposed to
Yeah,
what. Yeah,
I
there
swear
we
to
go.
God,
That's
right?
that's exactly what it is. Yeah, your music is what black kids really are compared to how they really think about just us in general.
It's like all hip hop and rap. No, we like electronic music too. You know what I'm saying? I grew up off like Flying Lotus and shit, and so like I used to like a lot of that. Like a lot of he's a very electronic artist. You know, I
Yeah.
listen to the textures, listen to the movement, the rhythms, and all that, and I was just like, why did I think that at one point in my life that electronic music was like mostly white thing? Well, I mean, what we see is that the biggest artists in electronic music are white. So it's like I don't know, it's a weird landscape, but like you know what I'm saying, I never let it off put me to the point where I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna just, not even try to. No, my love for electronic music grew as I got older,
Yeah.
just constantly.
What's your origin story?
That's my origin story.
That and what got you into music, man? Like everyone, yeah. If for me, I guess I'll start with Sonic the Hedgehog 2. As I've been reflecting on just how I make music and how I listen to it, I really think Sonic the Hedgehog 2 had a lot to do with the way I make music and my love for it. So basically, what brought you into it, man?
Okay, it was basically being in church choir growing up, and being in church choir growing up, and basically just doing that for years, and going to band in middle school in seventh grade, and learned how to write music. I didn't play an instrument though because I couldn't afford to rent an instrument in band class. But then I started going to a Boys and Girls Club studio and playing bass guitar and drums and all that. And I was taught by a guy named Sean, and he put me on drum machines like the older Roland drum machines, and put me on Reason.
Mm.
I was in a whole studio in my Boys and Girls Club, and I was able to work on like drum machines and bass guitars and drums and um, what else? Like drums and piano, all that. And I got to deal with the Pro Tools and Reason, so it gave me the fundamental things I needed to really become a really decent instrumentalist. And
Yeah.
also, I also have to say, video games and anime, paying close attention to certain things like that, and the music that was incorporated into it, and just analyzing. And Yuni Wa really came about when I'm not sure if you remember way back in like 2015, I was like changed my name from Yuni Basaru to Yuni Wa I shortened it because it was too long, but it kept the meaning, of course. But
You know,
before
I've
that,
the whole time that I've known you, it's been as well. Yeah, the whole time I've known you as Yuni Wa. I don't
yeah,
remember that.
yeah, and before that it was Farah. So like, and that goes back to the beginning of my SoundCloud page, like my like before I was uni, I was Pharaoh, and I went through a very long trial and error time period between 2012 and 20, 2013, really trying to figure out the foundation. And 2014 dropped Wa. 2015 started dropping the Context series and Ethereal Lovers in 2016, all that, and it just took off more and more.
Yeah, bro, you stay on it. That's like the biggest. That's the one thing I definitely noticed. Like you're consistent with it, and you just stay on it. You stay on it, and the freaking polish is there. That's another thing I noticed. Like the polish is just yeah. This shit's. I'm trying not to sound like I'm just like trying to toot your horn or whatever, but it's just
No,
I
I
I
appreciate it.
admire it, bro. I admire the craft because it's just it's I like when something moves me. I like, bro. I really like when something moves me and like
Yeah,
getting in traffic. I got a playlist, you just turn that shit on and you just bump it, and
yeah,
it's there.
and I'm glad because I make my music for people to live to, everyday people just doing their thing, just going about their business, and I love that. You know what I'm saying? That's like my thing. So it's like I I make music to for like people that's driving at night, going to work early in the morning, that need that little brief moment where they can really sit back and just just soak in the vibe that's going to keep them moving. You feel me?
I do feel you. I do feel you. Going back to the well, not situation, the church origin. That's actually well, for me, my origin story was orchestra, and me and some homies wanted to make a rock band, and we were listening to Panic at the Disco and all that stuff, and we made a rock band. But then, so I picked up the guitar, and then I took it to church, and I started playing for the church, and it's amazing how many people actually start at their church. They get their music, their starts to music from that. I know the
Exactly.
old greats would get there from there.
Exactly.
What's that? Whitney Houston.
Or Little Richard. So it's like it's cool to know that I have the same type of close origin story as Little Richard's, because it's like you said, some of the greatest black artists' music careers started in the church, and it's like it's usually a hallmark of a great artist, a great black artist, you know,
Yeah.
or a great black like just gatekeeper of music or anything in general, you know. Um, I'm appreciative of I got Southern Baptist roots. My grandfather was a preacher. My uncle was a preacher, and that's like the guy that was the man that baptized me. And it wasn't even just we were just doing choir at the church. Sometimes we'd go to big youth congregation. I'd go to big youth congregation retreats with my cousin, and
Mm.
there'd be like a whole congregation in one of the bigger black mega Baptist churches, and it would be like all the churches from different districts in one church they'll sing. It would be like shit like that too. So it's like, it played a big part, even when I didn't realize it.
That's where my grandpa was a preacher as well. Do you ever see yourself doing? Uh, well, shit. Instead of saying gospel music, I'm gonna go say, do you see yourself doing Kanye Sunday school ever in your future?
I don't. I'm gonna keep it real. I don't. I'm I'm very comfortably secular, and honestly, I was you gotta honestly, I keep it real, and I'm very vocal about how I feel on social media, but I'm openly agnostic, and
Mm,
like, what I'm saying, I I grew older, and as I grew older, and, came into the came and left the church and started thinking for myself more and reading more on my own and really being able to think for myself. My views shifted largely from what they were when I was younger, and I'm kind of agnostic, kind of close to theism.
bro, I feel like all of us get to that path. I was there. There there was a period of, I'm trying to remember what year. Actually, that doesn't even matter. Point is, I was there at that one point, and I started questioning everything. And started going like, you can't sit there and tell me things like we got it right, and everybody else in this mud is gonna burn because it's a lot of them believing in something else. And it's just like it was those things like that that just made me go like, I can't really just accept the shit y'all been feeding us this whole time. So I'm gonna decide to not. And then I came up with this random idea of looking at it as the half glass, half full method. And it was because I'll make comics sometimes, and then I always tell myself, like, well, that story that I just made, I'm the god to that universe. Therefore, I guess a guy could exist outside of his rules. So I said, all right, sure. In that case, you can decide whether or not there's a God or not by off of that basis. And if you decide that there is, you kind of just doing it for a survival type thing in case there is.
I feel that.
It's a weird road. It's always been a weird road for me because it's just everyone thinks they're so right, and it bothers me when I know for a fact that the one
And
thing
it's
I'm
like I
sure
don't
of,
like that. It's
yeah.
like I'm also deeply into like existential philosophy. So like that's the thing about me. Like I'm a musician, but like I'm like you got your really big famous musicians, and they like to say whatever the fuck they want, but I like saying only what I fucking know about. So like what I read about mostly is fucking philosophy. I read a lot of Friedrich Nietzsche.
Mm.
Is he talks about the genealogy of morals and the beyond good and evil and the antichrist, and he's talking about religion and this way where it's been treated as the end all be all uh, of savior of humanity. Yeah, those are humans. Those are humans. Those are people just like me and you. And those humans, just like any other human, has the power to manipulate through saying anything that were to perpetuate a narrative that they have a connection to a higher being or a higher way of living or afterlife or this or that. And there's no way to validate, and then they say faith. You know, he's talking about the levels of growth that all the religions have hit,
Hmm.
and how like some of them, like he talks about Buddhism being too aware to not be like Christianity, because Buddhism isn't built the same as that belief system.
It's
But
not.
because it's like because his the whole thing is about God. He talks about nihilism, dealing with nihilism, and and nihilism is interesting because it's like, man, anybody could look at the world in a fucked up way, and I got into some deeper philosophy. I got into some. I got into some deeper philosophy recently, and it's called terror management theory. And you want
Terror
to know?
management theory.
Yeah, terror management theory. You want me to explain it?
Yeah. I was jotting down some notes.
Oh yeah, I got you. Terror management theory is the theory that everything we do in life is just kind of like um, it's kind of just like a blanket for the fact that we will all die eventually. It's kind of like that. It's kind of just like, how people want to leave a legacy behind. People want to become big at this. People want to become big at that or famous at this, or they want to open up a school. And they want the legacy to be left behind. It's because we're constantly creating things to take our mind off the fact that we know we have to not exist one day. You
Yep.
know, and so it's like terror management theory is like below nihilism. You feel me? It's like you thought nihilism was bad. That nihilism, the perpetual death of the idea of life. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy though. It's like it goes a lot into my music too. When I'm talking about when I'm making songs about love, or I'm making songs about space, or I'm making songs about future. All of
Hmm.
them, I try to articulate some really like crazy shit, even though it's not really have most of it doesn't really have words. Most of it's just like I'm trying to articulate something really like texture driven, you know?
Yeah. I feel that. I like that. It's fabric. Yeah. That
It's
shit's
like
cool.
if like you listen to a lot of my newer records, they sound more dramatic, you know. And I did that on purpose because the older I get, the more dramatic I become. I feel like Uni from like 2016 and the Uni right now, like are they're not completely different, but there are some drastic differences. You know, like you say for instance, I used to make a lot of future funk, a lot of vaporwave. It used to be really shiny. It used to be really dancey and upbeat.
Yeah.
I still make that type of music, but a lot of my newer music is darker. A lot of my newer music is more electronic and more driving sounding. You know, it's kind of interesting because my perspective is changing, but sometimes it feels like my perspective is just like becoming more instilled towards what I was already looking at,
Mm.
becoming bigger around what I was already perceiving.
I like
So
that. I really the there was a track I listened to recently. I did pick up on the darker color on it. Do you have any synthesia? Still probably butchering that damn word. Synthesia or synesthesia? Do you have any of that?
synesthesia.
There we go. God damn it! I need to just use that and say that. But yeah, that. Do you have any of that going for you?
I'm re-looking that up because I forgot what that is. It is synesthesia.
It's where you perceive one thing, for instance, music, and you see another thing. Like you'll see colors, or you'll I have a friend. He tastes
Yeah, I
instruments.
do. I definitely have
Please
some.
tell me your superpower. If you want to share your superpower, tell me your superpower.
Well, my thing is that I'll picture specific smells and colors to the music,
Mm.
and like I don't know. It's definitely like landscape. I could picture landscape off the music I listen to. Sometimes the first thing I think about is landscape that matches the music that I'm sonically experiencing. Um, but yeah, that's something I didn't notice until I got older.
That pick for me, it like I said, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 really did something to me. At least that's what I think I tie it back to, because a lot of the different chords and a lot of different when you switch in different tones and whatnot, it's I wonder if it had to do with just the way that Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was formatted, because you go from light and you go from dark so many different times in that game, and they changed the songs to fit it. And it's just, I really think that had something to do with it. Because, oh shit, I'm like also biased to the color blue. So every time a song is blue, I'm just like, I'm probably going to be more in love with it than anything else.
Yeah,
Matter
that's
of fact,
crazy because a lot of my favorite color is blue. So a lot of the music I base my a lot of the music, a lot of the colors that my music is based around is the color blue and pink and black.
mm,
You know,
yup.
it's like if you look at a lot of my album covers, the most reoccurring color is either is blue in most album covers.
I think that's cool. It's funny because we got a lot in common, bro. It's it's cool. That's like another reason I like this whole this podcasting bug shit. It's just it's interesting to connect with others and just see. It's that whole time and space thing, and it's another thing that lets us all know that we are more connected than we are not. And it's just it's that's I guess that's the other thing I'm on. I'm really on this whole thing of trying to figure out how to encourage more, not division, not separation, but togetherness. And I don't know, this just reminds me of that, and just reminds me to keep doing that shit, honestly.
Man, that's crazy. I appreciate uh, looking up to it's hard, it's frustrating doing, especially coming from Arkansas, because nobody really set the standard or set the path for electronic artists in that part of the South. So it's like I kind of just had to figure out what works for me and set my own path.
And you fucking have. I mean, bro, when you listen to your, I mean, yeah, when you really think about it, you kind of got your own little genre going for you. You got your own style. You got your own. You know when the Yuni Wa jam comes on, you've built it. You've built it, and I like that, because what you do with that is you inspire other generations to want to do that as well.
Exactly.
Have you been mixing it up with any other artists as far as, yeah, have you produced anybody's album yet? Yeah, where the hell is that? Where's your album at yet?
I'm working. I'm working on my homie Mac Louie's album. He's a rapper. He's cool. Um, I've been working on his album though. I've worked with a couple other rappers, that are good friends of mine. Um, it takes time, but I'm trying to get some placements kind of here and there. It just takes
Yeah.
time.
Have you considered or ever considered picking up the mic and spitting yourself?
I have. I started off as a rapper,
Ever think you'll
and I
go
still
back to
have
it?
rap, and I still have rap songs right now that I never released.
Mm. You're gonna pull one of those on us. What other producer I know did that? It was one guy. He who's that? I think it was the guys. Hell, Mike Will made it. Yeah, yeah. He was producing for everybody. Then he had dropped that album. You're gonna hit us with that Yuni Wa album. I'm waiting.
Yeah, I mean, I got vocals on those two new singles I just released.
I haven't made the time to listen, but I'm definitely gonna do that before this night is over. What are those
It's
singles?
definitely. Uh, one's called Flow, and the other's called Let It Go.
I saw you post about it because I followed your Reddit, and that's how I found out about it.
Oh, dope.
Let's see, Flow and Let It Go. I'll check those hoes out. Do you have like what do you have any major goals that you want to do with the music? Is anything
Yeah, of course.
crazy?
Yeah, I want to get like a $500,000 publishing deal or more. You know.
Yeah, that'd be pretty damn solid. Yeah, yeah.
Um,
No,
I want to like pull in like I'm at 60,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. I want to do like 100,000, 150,000 before the end of the year.
I fucks with that. Do you do you have any? What's that? Something that's would be considered not tangible, but then lined on the side of fantasy.
Uh, Let me think. Explain.
So it's funny because when you were saying how people want to do their legacy thing and leave behind something, so I wanted to build a school.
Feel that.
um, and the origin of it was because when I was younger in school, I was real big on gamification, trying to figure
Okay,
out how
so
to. What's
I got
up?
an idea. It's definitely owning my own Viacom like media company. You feel me?
But I know you can do that. Like that's the thing. I say like that's one of those things. Like I know you can do that. I want to hear some far fetched shit. No, that's
That's
like
far
those.
fetched to me. That's the crazy part.
I don't. I don't know. Maybe I'm just really big on the I believe in. Well, not just you, but just like I don't know. I've just being able to see what you've already done from just you being consistent and sticking to your path. I just don't see that as being something out of your reach because it can be done, especially with you just keeping at it. Like I don't know, it just feels like one of those things that yeah, bro, I can see that happening for you.
Thank you. It means a lot.
The the other cool thing is like it'd be cool to actually see your music with some other anime. Like I love the fact that there's a genre, quote unquote, it's always applied with anime and they show little different scenes with it. But I want to see that shit actually in a show. That's the other thing. Yeah, I want to see that shit in a show.
I'm trying to get some sync right now. It takes time, but I have a sync deal with Symphony Distribution.
Mm.
It's, I also have a global distribution deal with them, and I've been waiting for a minute. It's like it's I don't know. It's it's kind of it's pretty competitive. So like I gotta really be at it consistent with that shit.
What do you mean?
No, I'm just saying sync representation is getting your music on. Sync licensing is getting your music on ads and TV shows and movies.
Okay, you just taught me something new.
Yeah, so like, and I have a sync deal with the same people I have a global distribution deal with, and this takes time. This takes a lot of time.
Do you have any advice for any music makers?
Um, the most advice I could give is that uh, you can find inspiration in everything. You just have to look hard enough, and don't overthink the whole process of making music because you know it it doesn't simple is good. It doesn't have to be real complicated. So that's the best I can say.
I've learned that from experience. I've there's been a couple of tracks where you sit down, you throw in the whole orchestra, or you think you have to do that, which is cool, but there is a beauty to just plugging up the MIDI, throwing some
Mhm.
drums, keep going, and just playing it out and being done. You can make a great song in like 5 or 10 minutes sometimes. It's cool.
Most stuff. Yeah, you're definitely right. It's I'm glad you realized that. It
Favorite
helped.
anime.
Neon Genesis Evangelion
I gotta finish that. Why is that your favorite? Why is that your favorite?
because of how fucked up it is.
I mean, yeah, I've been hearing about. I've been hearing that it is pretty fucked up.
It
I,
is
I would
so
say
fucked
don't.
up.
Yeah, I don't really want any spoilers because I'm kind of looking forward to finishing that one. So I'll wait on that one.
Let's definitely watch that though. It's crazy. I watched the series. I don't like the rebuild, the new rebuild movies that much. I just like the old stuff, you know? Like the old
Yeah,
series and the movie.
I'll check that out. Um, my favorite, because being cliche, but still, I mean, it's understandable. Fucking Naruto is like a religion. Like, watch that on Sundays. That's Naruto is my shit. Full Metal as well. Full Metal as well.
Oh yeah, I like Naruto and Fullmetal Alchemist too though.
But shoots. Trying to like I don't if you haven't caught on already, which you probably already know, I don't write questions down. I just kind of free form this shit. And it's I really I'm not trying to ramble and
You're
I'm gonna
good,
do
man.
something I'm gonna do something weird and say, hey man, you got any questions that you would ask a random person?
That'll work. For
You say
sure.
that'll work?
Yeah.
Let's see. But shoots. Damn. I don't. I'm not. I'm. Why am I not an interviewer? Like this is weird for me because normally I'm just going and I'm just talking and I'm trying not to make it a big thing. I'm just relaxing, trying to relax. But one thing that I know that's different from like if you're actually hanging with a person is it's a phone conversation. So it's definitely different if you're in person because then you could like do some other shit. I don't know. It's a weird thing that I'm still figuring out.
Yeah. Uh, it's always a process to find a good protocol to run your show. It's always ways it can be improved, and I feel that.
And it's constantly being an update situation. It's like the Iron Man thing. You start with that suit, and then you just keep going as you keep going and build as you go. Shit, episode one of this shit is I try not to even let anyone see it. I say, hey, no, just start with the latest thing. Go with that. Go with that. That's always the best thing to do with it.
I feel that.
But I'm not gonna take up all your time this evening. But what
You're
I
good,
will
man. That was a
ask,
great talk. I like this. I enjoy it.
I
Appreciate you
I
for
do
finding.
I do too. I just don't like bro, like real talk. I just don't like when I like if I fall off the rails. It just feels weird for me, and I don't like falling off the rails. And it's like sometimes why you want to have some questions written down, but
Mhm.
it's one of those things where it's like I recognize it. And it's like oh shit, I'm not a good interviewer. I suck at this shit probably, but. But but the other cool part about it that I do enjoy about it, it's real. Like I like the fact that I can say this and not give a fuck and just let it be what it is because it's the realness of it.
I
that's
feel
that's
that,
the one thing I
man.
do enjoy about it.
I get it. Thank you
But
for having me on, though. I appreciate it.
yeah, man. The last thing I was gonna ask you, do you think you'll spit some bars? Because I like the hot mic people like they do on Sway in the morning. You want to do a
I
freestyle real quick?
I would, but I'm not in the environment to. But when I get the chance, I want to be back on here, and I definitely will. I want to have a whole beat now.
Well, you know what? I look forward to it, and thanks for hanging out with me, bro.
It's that.
Um, oh, you probably already noticed since you're on Discord, but you might want to hit your notifications because some of the homies be up at like 3 in the morning having random conversations, and nobody needs their phone blowing up.
I feel it. I'll jump in one of y'all
What's
calls.
up?
I'll be around. I'm always on at late night. I was saying, I'm always on Discord in the late night, so I'll probably jump in when I see the calls active.
Okay. Well, shit. Later I'm gonna fucking hop off, and I still need to go make that damn artwork for this.
I feel it, man. Thank you.
All right, man. Later.
Again, it was dope talking to you. Thank you for all the questions. It was good. It was interesting. Most definitely. Take care.
You too, man. Bye.